This is Hannibal back here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a UFO news update, but I'll just give you a quick Three Eye Atlas news update as well. Since it broke into the seven pieces, as Avi Loeb reported the other day, there hasn't been much relevant news. We're waiting for better pictures. Now the Democratic government shutdown is over. So it'll be interesting because they've been using the excuse they can't reveal the best and closest pictures would have been taken when the Three Eye Atlas was near Mars back around October 2nd. We're now almost November 13th. And even though NASA has them and all it would be is like showing the pictures, and I guess they're kept at the University of Arizona by a professor there. They haven't shown them, and they've been using the government shutdown as an excuse. So hopefully, we'll get those images soon. But I came across this video the other day featuring John Lear, and if you don't know who John Lear is, I'll put up this screenshot, which doesn't appear to be going up. Well, I'll just tell you who he is since the screenshot isn't going up. His father was the inventor of the Lear jet. He was the one that brought Bob Lazar to George Knapp's attention in 1989, and he talked a lot about he by the way is a pilot and has some world flight records and is one of the people that started the whole disclosure movement. And this is one of the clips from his coast to coast radio that I'm just going to go into a bit of it because there's been a long connection of people like Tom DeLonge, Jim Semivan, and now John Lear. I only first heard him talking about it today because he brought it up in a few other interviews and said he didn't want to talk about it because some people will find this offensive. But he's basically there. There's a theory out there that we are an experiment of extraterrestrials and they have just created the alien experience for us. And he explains in this why why he thinks that could be possible. So let me play that. Okay, so that I guess I put the picture up at the wrong place. It went in behind, but let's listen to this.
Well, whether Bob Lazar had ever mentioned that word, containers, to you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes?
Yeah, he said these 65 external corrections, and that the aliens referred to us as containers, and that was in the briefing. Now, remember, when he went to work there, every day he would be taken into this room, and he said there was, 100 or so briefings in small packets. Each one was stapled, and it had, maybe 10 or 15 pages, and a number of pages would be stapled together at the back. In other words, his clearance hadn't progressed to the point where he could read the whole briefing, but he could read a little bit of it.
Well, this must be the core, or might be the core issue that drives everything. That is who we are. I mean, all of these different alien races interested in us. Now, we're something, but it doesn't seem like we're that much unless our souls have value.
Well, if I haven't made it clear, we are an experiment. We're their experiment. And it's been going on for, hundreds of thousands of years. And the experiment is with the soul.
We're their experiment, but yet we have souls. I don't know, John.
The souls are real. They go on forever and ever. They're recycled. You have many, many, many past lifetimes, but for some reason, we're not allowed to remember those. We can't profit from, previous lifetimes. Now, every once in a while, there's a short circuit, and it happened 500 years ago.
Yes.
They can go back to England.
Yes.
They can trace names. They can give you names, people in the cemetery, who they were there, the whole thing. So there's no doubt about the soul goes on forever and ever.
But it must be at the core of all the interest. I mean, the big question is, why are they so damn interested in us that they would dissect us, mutilate us?
Oh, no, wait a minute, Dan. Don't confuse the dissecting and mutilating with the people who are doing the experiment. That's somebody else.
Well, you say the people doing the experiment. What about the word God? I mean, are they... If they created us, if we are their experiment, then to us they would be our God.
Absolutely.
Very disturbing concept. Or do you hold out that there would be? I mean, you said absolutely. Do you hold out there would be a God separate from?
No, that's opinion. No, there's not anybody else. There's just them. Now, I'm going to get a lot of flack over that, but in fact, that's the story.
Well, that's the story that never can be told, right?
That's right. And that's why they can't let the first thing out, because it's all going to lead up to that.
Did you, at some point, I don't know, 10 years ago, get completely satisfied? Did you, sit down at your desk one day and say, okay, for John Lear, I know as much as I need to know now. I'm satiated, book closed?
That was part of it. And part of it was the continual, very subtle harassment. Very subtle.
All right, I'll move up a bit. There's just a bit more left.
And you don't have a job to lose at the moment, but hey, there are other aspects of your life. Are you at all concerned that they will not like this?
They will not like it, but it's a one-time shot. I want to do,
He's talking about the people that were harassing him.
Why I don't think it's the right thing. And, it's opinion only. And I think
we'll stop it at that. And I'll put the link up again. But I found it interesting. I actually came across that because I was sleeping the other night listening to UFO interviews. And I woke up and they were talking about the interesting theory that could religion and gods actually just be some type of an experiment that whoever's observing us is doing, because they seem to have been here all along, and a lot of religious phenomena could be explained by that. But yeah, people don't want to think about that, so it's kind of a safe topic. But at the same time, as they mention in that interview clip, if people find out that that is the real religion, if it has something to do with aliens and we've been tricked, that could cause a lot of issues. And I'm not saying that that's what it is. I am just saying that it is a theory. And the other interesting thing that John Lear said there was he doesn't think it's the same group of beings, which we hear there could be up to 77 groups, the same group of beings that's doing this experiment on us, that is doing the mutilations, because there seems to be different ones. Some do bad stuff, some do good things. They all seem to have different intentions. That's my one main concern, why I hope the 3i Atlas ends up just being a rock, because I do believe that we do have some visitors that are here, and the governments have made contact with already and have some sort of dealings with. I've heard credible people say that, but I am concerned, like if there is a rock the size of Manhattan that could have had probes in it, would this be a different race that might not have the same intentions? If that's what it is, and I hope it isn't that. I hope it does not turn out to be that at all. At the same time, we're seeing these drone incursions all over the place, and Russia is saying it's not them. And so far, at least they haven't publicly admitted to taking down any of them. So the drone incursions are up again. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and I'm going to keep researching it. But as I said, John Lear has said some credible stuff and some less believable stuff, but he is the one that introduced If it wasn't for John Lear, we would never have known about Area 51. Do I think aliens would already have invaded if not for the fear of the hands of Stone Ronnie Garvin? Well, ATF media, he's also quite a hunter. So who knows? He may also have some pretty good weapons that could possibly stop their weapons. But no, I doubt it. Sadly, I don't know. We did hear actually though Jim Lukatsky on the Weaponized podcast with George Knapp in the last couple of days, hinting that we have much greater technology than we know about, and if we really knew what all of our technology we possess, we wouldn't be fearing a potential invasion. Do I like the Bob Lazar story? Well, it's believable. It's believable now that we know a lot of the details of it, and he has said some things that he probably wouldn't have had ways of knowing unless he had direct knowledge of it at that time, because that was before the internet. That was 1989 when he came out of that story. But that the whole John Lear thing that we were just playing, he was saying he got that theory about the whole God concept being from extraterrestrials from Bob Lazar. So you can listen to the full podcast on the Coast to Coast YouTube channel. Have a great